Hello viewers and welcome back to Dukascopy TV. I'm Natalie MacDonald. Up next we're going to be taking a look at the Indian market. I'm joined now by Prem Jalais of INDIAlpha. Prem, thank you very much for coming in today to discuss this with us.
Thank you very much, Natalie, for having me over.
No problem at all. Okay, so let's get started. The Indian market is sort of teetering on the edge of a bull run at present, as it were. How, in your view, is this changing attitudes from Western investors towards India as a market?
Well, it seems actually that Western investors and foreign investors in general have betted on a win of Mr. Modi already 6 months back. So since the beginning of this year, 2014, we've seen more than $16 billion which have been invested in Indian stocks and bonds, which is roughly 22% of the Mumbai listed equities which are there. So it's a very positive trend, and I think it will go forward for the next months to come.
We touched already on Mr. Modi, and Modi mania is really seen to have propelled India's stock market into the top 10 at present. This is also a response naturally to a turnaround in economic data, but how much of a broadening itself are you seeing within the Indian market? I mean, for example, we can note an uptick in several popular exchange-traded funds, and two of India's largest bank, ICICI Bank and HDFC Bank, also both saw substantial gains, having increased international assets.
Well, I think a lot will depend on what Mr. Modi and his government does in the next 6 months. There have been a lot of good intentions by this government. Now, from intention, they'll have to apply and implement these intentions, and then we'll have to see the results of all this. So, depending on that, markets will follow or not. So till now, the markets have been very positive on Mr. Modi and his government and the intentions they have. Mr. Modi also enjoys a tremendous economic reputation because he's been 12 years head of the state of Gujarat in Western India, and he's been very good at attracting investments and very good also to initiate infrastructure projects which are needed for growth and for the development of the business. So he has a good economic reputation, he has very good intentions, but there are also a lot of challenges like the bureaucracy, like a lot of projects, infrastructure projects which are on standby, like the tax code and so forth, which will need to be restructured, reviewed. So a lot of challenges ahead, but for the moment, investors and markets have a very positive feeling, I would say, for this new government. And even though the markets might be a bit volatile in the coming months, the trend is very positive.
Now, Japan is currently seeking to strengthen economic ties with India. As an organisation sort of geared towards companies who are looking to enter into the Indian market, are we seeing specific countries, specific sectors that are showing interest at the moment?
Yeah, so Japan is the third biggest investor in India. Japan and India have enjoyed, I would say, strong economic and defense ties since decades. So it's a very strong and important partner for India. There has been a lot of Japanese companies, like more than 1,000 companies who have invested in India, who are operating successfully in India. Many of them are market leaders. So it's a very strong relation which already exists. A lot of investments have already been done. It seems also that both head of states, Mr. Abe and Mr. Modi, share a good relationship, and both are very much oriented towards growth and are very business friendly. So I think this relation between the two countries will only get stronger with time. As for investments, what we've seen is that a lot of investments have gone into infrastructure projects, into defense, and also very recently there have been major investments in the IT application, in electronics, in beverages. So it's, I would say, quite diversified, but these are the 5 sectors in which we've seen major investments lately.
India recently scored above both the US and China for financial regulation. Have you noted a tightening almost in financial infrastructure?
Yes, we have, and especially with regards to intercompany loans, I would say. There have been quite a lot of abuses and scandals, and today there have been strict regulations which have been imposed on these transactions. So first of all, the regulations now imposes much more clarity, much more visibility on these loans, on their object, on their source, on the way they'll be used, on their rates, and so forth. There has been also measures to avoid sort of conflicts of interests. So between especially directors and the companies, before directors could benefit from these loans, today they're banned from using it. We've seen also penalties which have been really heightened, I would say, increased for companies or people who do not follow these rules and regulations. So I guess these are the reasons why India has been rated so well in the last assessment on its financial regulations. India has got the highest ranking, I would say, along with Australia, Hong Kong, Japan, and Brazil. So it's very positive for the markets because it gives more visibility, it reassures more. It might bring in some volatility with regards to intergroup rates, but I think it's a very positive trend for the economy in general.
Prem, thank you so much for coming in and sharing your insight into this market for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Natalie.
The Dukascopy TV team continues to bring you interviews looking at a huge variety of topics, so do stay tuned to Dukascopy TV. Goodbye for now.